but we got to have a conversation first. And the conversation is, what AjaWilson just did was unprecedented.
You probably thought AjaWilson was the victim in all of this, right? Well, brace yourself for a surprise, because we're about to reveal the truth behind this situation, and it's not what you expect. For 2 years, Wilson was aware that she had a signature shoe coming out, but instead of addressing the negativity aimed at Caitlin Clark, she let it fester. Now, we're going to uncover how Wilson manipulated the entire situation and why her reputation might be irreparably damaged.
That's the thing. She threw out the whole privilege card. She played the race card, and I don't like saying that. But it's a fact.
Did you catch what AjaWilson just revealed? She kept a huge secret for 2 entire years. Can you believe it? This shocking confession has everyone talking and is stirring up the WNBA in ways we never expected.
And it is confirmation that AjaWilson, who was at the time, prior to Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA, sent an angry mob towards a 22-year-old and knew exactly what she was doing.
Let's break down how this all began. Remember when Caitlin Clark's shoe deal was announced? That's when AjaWilson dropped some cryptic tweets that left everyone confused. She posted, "What's delayed is not denied," and people assumed she was just throwing shade. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Wilson knew about her own shoe deal the whole time. Yep, you heard that correctly. She had a signature shoe in the works for 2 years and kept it completely under wraps.
AjaWilson had to keep her Nike signature shoe secret from her parents for almost 2 years. She showed them the A1 the day before the official reveal in their size.
You might be wondering, why didn't she say anything? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Wilson says she had to keep it under wraps, but let's be real. 2 years is a long time to play the victim while holding on to a golden ticket. It's almost like she was playing 4D chess while everyone else was stuck playing checkers.
The key takeaway here is she kept it a secret for almost 2 years, while watching all of the backlash, all outrage, all of it.
Now, let's take a look at the timeline leading up to this bombshell. Clark's deal drops, and suddenly Wilson is tweeting like she's been left in the dust. But all along, she's been sitting on her own deal in the works. It's crazy to think about how she managed to keep a straight face through all of this.
And a lot of people thought, she was posting that in order to get a signature shoe, because it did get pushed a few weeks later. Not only was that not true, she has confirmed she had to keep it secret for almost 2 years. So for almost 2 years, she knew about this.
You're probably wondering, how did Wilson keep this under wraps for so long? I mean, she's a superstar player in the prime of her career. Someone should have caught on, right? But nope, Wilson played it cool, even as the drama around Clark's deal started to heat up.
I mean, my God, the mainstream media, woke WNBA fans, they lost their minds. They went nuts. All right, man, they were berating fans, you name it, going after Caitlin, all the white and the blah and blah.
But here's the kicker. Wilson's silence only fueled the firestorm of criticism against Clark. While Clark was getting torn apart by fans, Wilson just sat back and watched. She could have stepped in, calmed things down, and told everyone to chill, but she didn't. Instead, she let the hate pile up, all while knowing she had her own shoe deal coming.
And if you say, she is an NDA, there is nobody, and I mean no NDA, that makes it so that you have to pretend, you have to play victim and pretend you don't have a shoe when you have one coming. You have to stay silent. You don't have to, especially when you saw what was happening.
We could dive into the details of Wilson's deal and how it stacks up against Clark's, but honestly, does it even matter at this point? The damage is already done. Wilson's reputation is taking a serious hit, and now people are starting to question everything she's said and done over the last 2 years.
The AjaWilson persona has done a lot of, has done one absolutely horrible thing, borderline unforgivable thing towards a 22-year-old, and now she basically just admitted that she did it. It's not the greatest look in the world.
But wait, there's more. Some people are even saying Wilson's actions could be seen as race baiting. They're claiming she played the victim card while fully aware she had a lucrative deal in her pocket. It's a serious accusation, and now folks are looking at Wilson in an entirely different light.
So AjaWilson threw a damn pity party in order to hype up her own shoe. Like, simply put, like, that's horrible. That's horrible, because a good person would have seen all this, even if they can't say anything, not even to defend a 22-year-old.
Let's be real for a second. Wilson is an elite player, no doubt about it. But on a human level, this is a really bad look. She let a rookie take all the heat while she sat on a secret that could have completely shifted the conversation. It's like she was playing both sides, and now it's all blowing up in her face.
AjaWilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlin Clark take all that hate.
Remember when AjaWilson was the golden girl of the WNBA? Well, that image just shattered faster than a backboard on a monster dunk. We're talking a complete 180. 1 minute she's the hero, the next she's the villain. And trust me, the fallout, it's intense.
And I'm going to tell you, AjaWilson is getting dragged to hell. And I mean it.
So what happened once Wilson's secret got out? Social media went wild. Fans who once worshipped her are now tearing her apart. They're furious, and honestly, can you blame them? Wilson played the victim card while sitting on a secret shoe deal. It's like she was playing both sides, and now it's all blowing up in her face.
I mean, people are literally like, oh, no, you did not let all of that go down. She sat back and watched all that outrage and just let it happen, by the way. Let it happen.
Let's take a look at some of the harshest reactions. One fan didn't hold back, saying Wilson poured gasoline on the flame and made it 100 times worse than it could have been. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But it gets even worse. Some people are throwing around words like race baiting, claiming Wilson's actions sparked a race war in the WNBA. That's some serious stuff right there.
You saw that every single thing, you saw that all of this was just generating hate towards a 22-year-old, who, by the way, had never played a game at this stage. She was a 22-year-old who never played a game. A 22-year-old. You are nearly 30 years old. You're nearly 30 years old, knowingly sending an angry mob towards a 22-year-old player is awful.
Now, you might be wondering, how's Wilson handling all this heat? Well, here's the kicker. She's not saying much. That's right. In the face of all this backlash, Wilson's keeping quiet. No formal statement, no explanation, nothing. And you know what they say. Silence speaks volumes. It's like she's hiding from the storm she created, and that's not sitting well with fans or commentators.
By the way, the hate train might have happened anyway, but it quadrupled, like, with her pretending that it was like she had been slighted and all this. And you could argue maybe she was slighted by Sabrina getting one before. But doesn't give you an excuse to take it out at 22-year-olds.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The WNBA community is split right down the middle. On one side, you've got people defending Wilson's talent, saying, yeah, she messed up, but she's still an amazing player. On the other side, there are those who are done with her, saying her actions are inexcusable, no matter how good she is on the court.
Like, it was just objectively wrong. On a human level, fuck basketball at this stage. On a human level, this is wrong. So she knew she was getting a shoe for 2 years, still pretending like she wasn't when they announced 22 shoe, leading to the hate train against a rookie for no reason.
This divide is causing some serious drama. Players, fans, commentators, everyone's got an opinion. It's like a basketball civil war out there. People are arguing about what it means to be a role model and the responsibilities that come with being a star player. It's not just about Wilson anymore. It's about the entire culture of the WNBA.
So it doesn't take a rocket science to see that Nike, before all this happened, posted a future signature shoe, like kind of futuristic AI thing. Like, did all of that. And AjaWilson's name was there.
And speaking of the WNBA, this mess is hitting the league where it hurts. In the ratings. That's right, all this drama is affecting viewership and engagement. Fans are tuning out, disgusted by what's going down. Some are even saying this could be a real problem for the league moving forward. I mean, when fans lose trust in the players, that's bad news for everyone.
Let's not forget some of the other crap AjaWilson said throughout the year about Caitlin Clark. Like, about Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark fans and new fans. Like, that's just... the fact that, like, everybody speculated that she already knew, and now she's admitted she already knew. It's a horrible look from AjaWilson.
Can you believe how Caitlin Clark got caught in the crossfire of all this drama? Let's break down the intense criticism she faced when her deal was announced. It was like a tidal wave of hate coming at her from all directions. Wilson's fans were out for blood, and Clark was right in their sights.
Let me get this right. Caitlin Clark dealt with all crap. You watch the mainstream media go full racial. It was a full-on conspiracy because AjaWilson was black and she had not gotten a signature shoe. And it turns out it was all a bunch of nonsense.
You might be thinking, why didn't someone step in and stop this? Well, here's where it gets really messed up. Wilson could have put an end to it all, but she chose to stay silent. Why? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
AjaWilson never came out and was like, hey, let's calm this drama. There's no reason for this. Let's tamper this down. Not everybody has a full story. Yada, yada. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of that happening, which tells me she's more than happy playing the victim. She's more than happy playing the victim.
Now, let's take a look at some of the worst attacks Clark endured from Wilson's fans. It wasn't just your typical trash talk. We're talking about people accusing her of only getting attention because she's white. Can you believe that? They were labeling her as undeserving of the deal, all because of her race. It's like they forgot about her incredible skills on the court.
And they was mad as all kinds of new hell because Caitlin Clark got her a signature shoe, which, by the way, Nike has set on themselves.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark was just a rookie, caught in the middle of this firestorm she never asked for. Imagine being 22 years old, fresh out of college, and suddenly finding yourself at the center of such a huge controversy. It's enough to make anyone crack under pressure.
There's no way she could have stopped all the hate towards Caitlin. I'm not expecting she's not a miracle worker. She's not a miracle worker. Just like Caitlin Clark's not responsible for hate towards everyone else, AjaWilson is not responsible for hate towards Caitlin Clark. Except for the fact she poured glass on the fire. She poured freaking gasoline on the fire and made it 100 times worse than it could have been.
Now, you might be wondering, how is Clark handling all of this newfound support? Well, here's the thing. She hasn't said a word, not a peep. Her team's been quiet too, but sometimes silence speaks louder than words, doesn't it? By keeping her cool and staying professional, Clark is letting her game do the talking.